hello, everybody.
Let's go. We got Mossy Thaw. Look at that name, Alpha. What a name that is. I wish my name was Alpha.
Right?
Hold on.
All
Alpha and
star in the
Omega.
house.
Hold on.
Look at all these rock stars coming on.
What's Ian doing? Ian has graced us with his presence. Huh?
Love it. It's like midnight in
Hey.
Spain, too.
No,
it's 8 p.m. We're good.
Is it really, Ian? It's like 5 hours. You should be 5 hours back, aren't you? So it's morning.
6.
6 hours?
6, so it's 8. It's 8 p.m. here, yeah.
Got it.
Steve, where's your Arsenal banner at?
Though.
I don't see it today.
So we're not going to talk about that today, sir. Okay, wait.
I'm an Arsenal fan.
No. Hey, this call is canceled, Jason. I'll see you later, buddy.
I love it.
Oh man, I was speechless, Alpha. Speechless, my friend.
Yeah, same.
Let's just hope they don't do what they've done before. Maybe it's just a hiccup. They choke.
Hey, you win some, you lose some. That's just the nature of the game.
I've been saying that for the last 20 years.
Me too. But it helps me.
Hey, so it's good to see you all. We're going to hang out. We'll wait maybe another minute, let some people file in. Deep the man. What's up, brother?
Good. Happy to see you guys. Jeff Allen, what's up, my brother? Good to see you, man. We've got a few more people coming in, so bear with us. As you guys get settled in, we'll do just a little bit of housekeeping. If you can, put your cameras on. We always love to see your face. We understand that you may be doing other stuff, and that's okay if you need to leave them off. But also, please put your microphones on mute. We are going to stay respectful with that as well. And what we want to do, open up your chat feature, keep that active, and let's hear where you're all from, because I know we've got a plethora of people from around the United States, around the world. So by all means, put it in the chat and let's see where we're at. Let's start there, you guys. Yeah, Julie Westfield. Julie's awesome. If you guys haven't met her, she's awesome. All right, you guys. Gainesville, Florida, Orlando.
There's got to be one show off in the crowd, doesn't there? Everybody else is like America, USA. There's got to be one that says Alicante. I am from Alicante, from España. Yeah.
Well, and then we've got Benjamin from Santiago, Chile. He's here as well. Look at that. So, rock stars all around. Clearmont, Florida. Man, you guys, I'm jealous. Here in Indiana, we've got snow and cold weather. So anybody saying Florida, I'm jealous. And I know you're getting to like 35, Steve told me earlier, which I would take 35 in an instant. Right? So, but hey, guys, we are getting started. There's a couple people still coming in, so we want to welcome everybody. But we want to get this party started because this is going to be an intense master class, so we can get you guys more listings and win over more sellers. This is going to be hot and heavy. And, thank you all for first and foremost coming out today, blocking the time, and being open-minded to learn. This is what it takes to go to the next level. And when you guys have amazing leaders, give me a second here.
You got him, Jay?
Got him.
Down, Jay.
Got him. I got him. When you guys have amazing leaders like Steve that are willing to share their secrets, it's going to help your business. Steve has been in the business for how long? You going on now, Steve?
So I have to age myself. 28 years.
Man, and if you don't know him, reach out to him. If you're an EXP affiliate, we have Slack, the hub. You can connect there. If you're not, that's okay. Connect with him. Cell phone, email. We'll get you that later too. But Steve's been in the business. He's been an independent broker, and then he's found leverage in his business. And now he's been able to expand that independent team to get to almost 50 agents all around the world, which is impressive. So beyond his real estate portfolio, he's a family man. He's got 5 amazing kids, and he continues to do this for his family. He sets off his real estate day by working out. He's got a great group of accountability people to work out, get the day started, and he shows up to stay positive and bring the success with him. Last year, he did nearly 50 listings and was impressive in his sales. He's a 4-time ICON agent. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you Steve Pew. Please welcome him. Steve?
What an intro. My gosh. Huh? So we have, hey, I appreciate you guys. So listen, real quick, Jay, I've got Marta Grasti. She's one of our business partners. She's trying to get in. So if you could just message Michelle in the background and just let Michelle know, please. It's Marta.
Absolutely.
The last name is Grasti, Grasty. Okay, so listen, I only have until 3 o'clock. So we're going to go hot. We're going to go heavy. I would try to get a hold of this recording from Jason. Don't try to implement all these things into your business at once, right? It's overwhelmed, maybe 2 to 3, and make changes as you go. I'm a big believer in contribution, personal development, personal responsibility. You have those 3 core values in your business, and your business is going to go far. I'm not here to sell you anything, although I am available for coaching. If so, we can talk about that after. My hope for you today is just to get that one reduction and get that one extra sale maybe you're struggling with, or maybe convert that one seller in that one appointment that you wouldn't have done prior, right? So that's my goal for today. Jason, hit the slides. Let's do a screen share, and we will get after it. So I'm not going to bore you guys with all the fluff. We need to get into the meat and potatoes and the things that are going to help you when you're sitting in front of a buyer and a seller, right? So go ahead, Jay, next slide. I could probably do this. So as Jason said, I need to fix that. 28 years in the business. I closed a little over 40 units last year, just listing side. It was about 50.5 total. 99.5% list to sale price achieved. That's another thing you guys need to do. Go back on all your sales, right? On all your listings. If you haven't done any, you can leverage your team. Pull up your stats and depending on where they're at, use this information. You need to look at your list to sale price achieved versus your days on market versus the county or the city average where you're doing business. I will always reference this in every presentation I'm in. The county average for the realtors in our market are 72 days on market. Ours are 36. So we're selling homes 50% quicker. And our list to sale price achieved, I track ratios sold data from the last 6 months. We're at a 99.5% list to sale price achieved. Why this is important? If they are sitting or have sat with a discount broker, right, who's agreed to sell the property for 1.5%, 2%, you're going to show them that by using you at 99.5 list to sale price achieved, the county agents, ours in our county are 95%. So we're netting 4.5% more on average on every sale. It doesn't make sense for them to use a discount or a reduced services broker, right? Because they're going to end up stepping over dollars to pick up dimes. Jay, next slide. I don't want to have to, yeah. So just a little bit about me, 5 kids. My oldest isn't in the picture. My wife is also with me in real estate, which has its moments. And I'm just blessed and thankful to have a great family. Just had a new baby boy recently right there in the picture, which is Theo. So that was me with hair. Next slide. Back in my glory days. Next slide, Jay. And then those are just some of the properties that I've sold over the years. So 85% of agents, this is the challenge that we're in right now. 85% of agents have never experienced a buyer's market, okay? They were in a seller's market where the pricing was always ascending. Then the market changed, and now 85% of agents are having trouble articulating the change in market price reductions and correct pricing to their clients. Next slide, Jay. So the problem that the sellers are facing, as I said, extending time on market, selective buyers, trying to get buyers that have become more analytical and discerning, the rising inventory and emotional pricing. Sellers need to, heart chooses, the mind justifies. We need to combat emotion with logic, logic with emotion, right? Next slide. What you'll learn today, I'm not going to go through every bullet point. We're going to get right into it. Let's go, Jay. Okay, so pre-appointment. This is setting you up to differentiate yourself before you even get in front of the seller, right? I think oftentimes we'll get a listing opportunity, we'll get all excited, we tuck our tail between our legs, and then we run right to the listing appointment without knowing anything about what we're walking into, right? We pre-qualify our buyers, why don't we pre-qualify our sellers? Because that's exactly what we need to do if we're professionals and if we want to set ourselves apart. How many of your competition are pre-qualifying their sellers before they go out? How many of them are spending 10 to 15 minutes on the phone, right? Finding out about information. How many of them are sending a pre-listing packet that is delivered by an Uber driver that is dropped off on their front door? Or if you're local, you can drop it off yourself. Just for time constraints and leverage, we use Uber to drop it off for us. And it breaks down, gives them everything: seller's disclosure, HOA disclosure, gives them a copy of the listing agreement, right? And I can tell you guys, shoot me a DM after the class. I can tell you what we put in ours, so you can rip off and duplicate or model and execute. Next one, Jay. Okay, why do we pre-qualify? We need to determine their motivation, right? If we don't think we have a coachable seller or a saleable listing, opinions differ, right? Depending on the equity position and where they think their home is worth. And by the way, this is part of the pre-qualification. They have a number. I don't care what they tell you. They may say to you, well, that's why I wanted you to come out. They know what number is in their head, right? The best question you can ask in that situation is, what price are you not selling your home? Or what price will you not go below? You need to know that number before you go out. Ben can't see the slide. Can we help Ben out? Can everybody else see the slides? Let's hope everybody else can, huh?
Yeah, I can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
You all good? Okay. All right, Ben. Hopefully Jay can help you, Ben, in the chat. So that's
Ben's-
why we qualify.
He's got his eyes closed. That's why.
Oh, that's Ben. Open your eyes, buddy. So I love you, Ben. Jay set me up for that. Determine your motivation or their motivation. You need to uncover their objections prior to the appointment. They may have $40,000 worth of solar. They may have a $20,000 water softener system, right? They may be thinking that their go-to-market list price is $200,000 or $100,000 over reality, and they won't go below that. So you need to find out these objections up front. It may be a title issue. It may be when you get to the appointment that it's a probate or a will and the sister's in the other state. Now you have to do another appointment. You need to figure out these things before you go, and it displays a level of professionalism. Jake, I don't think we're going to get through everything. Three rules of pre-qualifying. I don't care if it's your bloody cousin. You pre-qualify 100% of leads 100% of the time. You ask 100% of the questions on that pre-qual 100% of the time. And if you disqualify that client, and you're not going to go to the listing appointment, you stay back and you lead generate another listing appointment, right? Next, Jay. I'll just go like this with my ear to go next. 4 reasons, okay? This is 4 reasons that we don't pre-qualify as agents, because of the fear of missing out on the appointment. Meaning we may find something out, or we think we're going to scare the seller off because we're asking them questions. Be a professional and set yourself apart, right? That is number 2. Fear of scaring the client. Fear of learning something we don't want to hear, that they're interviewing other agents, possibly. Fear of receiving objections or questions over the phone. So we're going to get to this in a minute, but 2 things. Anybody know? Never to discuss over the phone when you're pre-qualifying a seller. Anybody in the chat? What do we got? I don't see the chat. Yes, absolutely, Birgit. Price. Never discuss price over the phone. What else? Come on, guys. It's the obvious. It's the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room. There you go, Claude. Never discuss commission, right? The retort for that is absolutely, commission's important to you. And that'll be one of the first things we discuss when I come out. I completely understand. Commission's important to you. Well, how much commission do you charge? I appreciate you asking me that question. Commission's important to you. It should be. That'll be one of the first questions that we cover when I come out and meet you. All right? Go, Jay. Okay. There you go. Boom. Terms of agreement. There you go. Number 3. Go ahead, Jay. Okay, so this is a sample video. I urge you guys, don't overthink this. This is going to differentiate you too, okay? You're future pacing them. You're letting them know, hey, look, I'm going to include disclosures. I'm going to include the HOA disclosure. This is what's going to happen when I come out. And by the way, if we understand that we want to work together and you feel comfortable and confident, I need you to have a copy of the key for me. You're future pacing them and you're mentally prepare them that, yeah, you're coming out and you're listing that property and they're going to list with you. We can play it. Go ahead. So you don't overthink it. I can send you the script. It's simple. Will it play, Jay? I don't know if it'll play. Press on that play icon.
Let me do, I need to change the settings to
No, don't worry about it. We're going to move on.
Okay.
Anybody make a note now. I will send you the script for that short video. Don't overthink it. You shoot it on your phone and you send it. I have one copy and I have it saved. I don't do it per client name. It's a general and I send it prior to every listing appointment. Jay, go ahead. Okay, walking in the door, take control, right? One of the things that I will do when I first pull up to the property, contrary to what you're thinking, that 9 times out of 10, they're watching you. They are watching you out of their front window. So what I will do is I will have a clipboard with me out of my briefcase, right? And I will stand in front of the house for a few moments. I will walk down the left side of the house. I will walk to the right side of the house in front in the street, just making notes about the property, right? That's how I'm differentiating myself again, because I know they're watching me. They're watching me through that front window. So I will make notes on the property and presentation. We're in a beauty contest and a price war, right? It's a price war and a beauty contest right now in this market. So presentation is going to be key for these people if you care about them and you want to get them the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. So I'm making notes. Palm tree needs cutting. Driveway needs pressure washing. Maybe something that they didn't tell me about the property that I noticed, right? So Jay, go ahead next. So people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? So they're asking themselves 3 things when you walk in that room. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? And do you know what you're doing? And you have to be able to pacify and answer those questions either subliminally or direct so that they're willing to transact and move forward with you. Next one, Jay. That should be those 3 questions. Yep. Do you care about me? Do you know what you're doing? Can I trust you? Next. Okay, to take to an appointment, you can screenshot this if you want, or I can send you this slide deck. I always take a net sheet, okay? I will cover over the top and just show them the net number, and then we'll talk about compensation and standard seller closing costs. I'll take a seller's disclosure. As I said, that'll also be in the pre-listing packet. The listing agreement, obviously the listing presentation, recent sales and comps. That's it. That's all I'm taking. Those are one and the same. That's all I'm taking on the presentation. Go ahead, Jay. How many more we got? We got a rep, man. With 220. Okay, what's the biggest mistake sellers are making right now? This is obvious. What is that? The biggest mistake they have been making, right? For the last 18, 24 months. Yes, pricing too high. Sure is. And they're costing themselves thousands, right? It's scary. Not everybody. And by the way, I don't get every listing I go on. So don't think I'm a magic man. But a lot of these techniques and a lot of these things that I'm sharing with you are going to help you get higher conversion next. So I will show them this in the listing appointment. It's always a tale of 2 markets, right? Right now, I've got business partners up in Connecticut, New Jersey, multiple offers, limited inventory, market still crazy. In Florida, at least, this is what's going on in terms of inventory and supply. If we say it's the same market, it's like saying it's 75 degrees across the US everywhere. That's not the case. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, it's a tale of 2 markets. Next one, Jay. In COVID, every seller was in the market, right? When you have an ascending market where prices are going up and there's limited inventory, it's a scarcity mindset. Buyers were grabbing anything they could. Property needs a new roof, I don't care. Property, I have to assume the solar payments, I don't care. I'll take it. And if your recent comp was 410, you could price at 425 and get away with it because the market was rising. That was COVID. The days of testing the market are gone. Pricing is a strategy, not a value. So next one, Jay. Now we're in a buyer's market. Most of Florida is a buyer's market. And we have very few sellers that are in the market. Most are out of the market. And let me explain to you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what has happened. When you see interest rates rising, when you see prices falling, and buyers have fear and uncertainty, what is it that they do? When buyers have fear and they're uncertain, what do, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Or you can put it in the chat. What have buyers done?
They pause. They get scared and they stop.
They freeze. You got it. Who was that, Deep? So they freeze. Hey, hold on. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. I don't know what's going on. Let me just wait and see what happens, right? But people are still buying houses. Transactions are still happening. So the way we win that buyer is by price and presentation. And you've got to be in the number 1 or number 2 spot in terms of features and benefits and price. And when you are, and when a buyer sees that it's a true value, then they act. Those are the properties that are selling. So we need to make sure we're in the market and not out of it. That make sense? Okay. So there you go. Fence sitters. I just ran through the whole thing. Next one, Jay. I'm getting excited over here. I'm breaking a sweat. Okay, we can skip that one. Next. Okay, the best way to truly serve your seller on a shift is to have them get ahead. It's hard to do. Easier said than done, right? But we've got to educate them. This is what I tell them. We've got to price for the market that's coming, not the market that we're in, right? We need to price for the speed and the direction of the market. And if we're 5% down year over year, your numbers will differ. You've got to check where you're at geographically. Our Orlando MSA is 5% down year over year from December of 24 to December of 25. So you've got to know your data. And then you can help them, lead them to make the best decision for them, not for us to, obviously it's how we feed our family, right? And I tell them this. My job is not, I'm not here just to make a commission and ride off into the sunset. I build relationships. I have relationships with life for life. My job is not to leave you open to financial malpractice, which is what is going to happen when you overprice a property. Next one, Jay. Those are price cuts. This was a NAR study. You can maybe get this updated. I have this in my listing presentation. It just shows you that if you're on 120 plus days on market, your price cut on closing is nearly 12%. That's a NAR stat on a national level versus if you're on the market 0 to 14, it's only 5%. Okay, so you may be able to get those updated numbers from now. I put it in my listing presentation. It's in there. Next one, Jay. Pricing. Covered that. Next. Okay. Sellers. What do sellers want? In my opinion, they want frictionless and they want options. Okay. Thank you. Birgit, thank you for being so active in the chat. You're awesome. So they want, oh my gosh, they want frictionless and they want options, right? That's what they want. So when I get down to the pricing portion, we're going to look at some adjustments, at least from a Florida perspective. I give them 3 options, okay? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you've got aspirational pricing, right? This is maybe if your home is really unique or it has that celebrity factor or there's just something about it. Maybe it was owned by a celebrity. That's aspirational pricing. That is pricing where you price it high to leave room for negotiating. Hey, another thing I do too, when you're sitting with them, if you price for negotiation, I do like this. So just remember, if we price for negotiation, negotiation is what we're going to get. If we price for competition, competition is what we're going to get, right? And I'll use those mannerisms. So we've got aspirational pricing. Then, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we have market value based on sold comparable data. This is where we're going to see a solid offer. Or the other option we have is event-based pricing, right? I got to put this camera up. Event-based pricing. So that's like an auction style where we go below market to create that frenzy and then drive the price up. I'm taking out number 1. Number 1 is not even an option in most cases. And I'll just go, so which of the ones out of 2 and 3 connects with you the most, right? I'm removing number 1. Number 1 is not an option. That's the leave room for negotiating, pricing too high, celebrity factor. We're choosing 2 or 3. Which one is it? All right. Next one, Jay, please. Okay. Presenting price. You're going to go 2 to 3 actives, 1 to 2 pendings, 2 to 3 solds. So this is the framework that I will use for that. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, actives, right? We need to see what buyers are looking at in terms of active competition. The pendings we're going to look at, we need to see what buyers are actually buying and putting under contract. And then we're going to look at the solds, what appraisers are appraising stuff for. All right, that's how I'll reference it in my pricing portion. Next, Jay, is everybody still with me? We're good? Tracking? Okay.
Looking good, right, buddy, so looking good. Market.
So these are images, and don't overwhelm yourself here. All you've got to do is go back. Please, guys, I learned this from somebody else. This isn't Steve. But you've got to take the time and just write it out a few times, internalize it, because it's powerful in your presentations, especially right now. So chasing the market, right? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, over time, since they've been tracking data for the last 50 years in real estate. Hold on. All right, we got it. Since they've been tracking data for the last 50 years, these are real estate cycles, okay? What goes down goes up, what goes up goes down. Every cycle, you have a bottom, you have a recovery, you have a peak, and you have a decline, okay? And I get them involved. I want to bring them into this. So in this current real estate cycle, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, where do you think we are on this current cycle? What part of this curve or this cycle do you think we're in? 99.9% of the time, right now, in the last 24 months, they are telling me here because they understand, and if they don't, I educate them. Remember, we're teachers. So this is why we're drawing this stuff out. This is COVID. That was the peak. That was COVID, right? So we are here, this part of the cycle. Prices are depreciating, okay? And I'll close it with this. So you take this part of the cycle here, you have time and you have price. Track with me here, guys. So based on our discussion, right, you're wanting to price the property at 500,000, okay? My concern with that is, right, taking into consideration that we're in this part of the current real estate cycle, right? We're going to price ourselves out of the market. We're going to sit on the market. Most sellers, for whatever reason, oh, it's 31 days. Maybe we should do a price reduction. You turn to your wife and say, fine, we've had 3 showings in 31 days. I think we should reduce the price, right? The challenge becomes is that by the time you do that, what has happened to the market, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? It's depreciated, right? It's gone down. So you'll sit for another 30 days. Then you'll say again, well, shoot, I thought that would do it, but we need to do another reduction. So you reduce again. Let's say you sell down here. The market, once again, is depreciated. You sell down here at 450, where 475. This was COVID, right? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, this was COVID. For every 1 house, we had 3 buyers. We're not in that market anymore. You know where I'm going with this. Right now, we have, look at my beautiful handiwork, okay? We have 1 buyer for every 3 homes. And the way we win that buyer is through presentation and price, right? Another thing I'll try to educate them on, especially in some of our new home subdivisions, is reduction wars, right? So you've got a bunch of listings clusters, okay? This is pricing for the market that's coming and not the market that we're in. And it's being a smart seller and getting ahead of everybody else and actually moving on instead of chasing the market down again. So my suggestion is to you is to get ahead of everybody else and become a seller and not a trier, right? And then what will happen is all these other people in this neighborhood, this guy will reduce 10 grand, this guy will reduce 20, 5, 15. These sellers will be in a reduction war, and you'll be gone and moved before it gets down to the price that you're selling at. Does that make sense? Okay, next, Jay, let's go back to slide. A couple more that I want to do. So chasing the market's powerful. It's not difficult, but it really gives them a good idea. Keep going, please. Okay, pricing's it's not a strategy. It's a strategy, not value. I covered this. You got to be in the number 1, number 2 spot to be a seller. Next one. Okay, a mythology is an appraiser. Okay. So I've had the clients, and maybe you have, right? They see a comparable in their neighborhood, and they see that it's sold for $200 a square foot. Their home is 100 square feet bigger. So they figure, well, I'm going to do 200 times 100, and that's the value of my house. So we need to deal with that head on, right? And you've got to check with a local appraiser to see where your numbers run. Keep going, Jay. So we'll make the adjustments, right? Next one. These are simple adjustments. You're going to pull location, size, amenities, and condition. And as we said, sold pending as inactives. Next one, Jay. Next one. Okay, so a bedroom, $12,000 adjustment. Right? If you're doing a bathroom, you're doing a 5K. This is Florida. So you check your local market. Half bath, we're making a $2,500 adjustment. Square footage, you're going to make $50 adjustment per square foot, depending on the price bracket. And I'm going to go over the price bracket on the next slide. The year built, if you really want to get technical, it's about $500 per year. So every year, older or newer, you're going to make that additional subtraction. A garage space, 2-car versus a 3-car, 1-car versus a 2-car, you're looking at about a $12,000 adjustment, right? Next one, Jay, is going to cover the square footage. If you're in the $300,000 price point in Florida, you're making those adjustments for about $50 a square foot. 460, 570, 680, and so on. Conservation pond lot, $15,000 adjustment. And surprisingly, and you can't even build a pool for less than probably 80 grand. You're making a $30,000 adjustment for a pool. Next one, Jake. Okay, next. Some fluff in there. So this is what I say whenever I go into any of my appointments, right? Because I think sometimes we step in and it's like this, right? It's not me against you. It's us against the market, right? That's what I tell them. And this is a partnership. You just have more equity than I do, right? And conflict arises when expectations differ. What are your expectations of me in this partnership? and then I'm going to ask my expectations of you. Okay. And I will also, it's strong conversations right now for the most part. And I tell them, hey, look, I'm here to tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. And I hope you respect that. So those are the things. Want to hear, need to hear. It's not me against you, it's us against the market, and laying out the expectations and the fact that it's a partnership. Next one, Jay. You can't undersell the property if you never get an offer, which is standard. We're going to go into pricing a little bit and price reductions. Go ahead. Where are we? How are we tracking on time? So, okay, so this is big. And we're going to hit some other metrics, right? 85% of the time right now, you got to know your numbers again. 85% of the time, we're selling at list. 15% of the time, we've got to do one reduction. So anytime I go into a listing presentation, if I take them and they're marginally over, if I decide that I want to, then I'm going to future pace them on what a price reduction looks like. Okay? 9 times out of 10, it's a non-issue. So the general metrics we use is 2 weeks with no showing requests. That means 2 weeks, nobody requests to see the house, or you go 10 showings and the people step out onto the front porch and they say, well, why would I buy this house when I can buy that other house down the street that you showed me that has this, this, and this? Then we know we are 5 to 10% overpriced. Okay? That's when we know. And there's 2 things, Birgit. There's another 2 things. One really important thing that I want to touch on with you guys. And this is, thank you, Jay. And this is proven. Okay? Please, and tell your people this, right? Quit with that. That is realtor crap. You understand me? That is realtor crap. We are professional marketers. Okay? What you're doing is 93% of consumers are going online when they start their home search. They're going to Zillow, they're going to Realtor.com, they're going to Redfin, right? When they're on those sites, they're searching in price brackets, okay? They're searching in price brackets. So when you go in there and you list the property at $399,999, this magic 999 stuff, right? You're missing this whole pool of buyers that aren't going to get eyeballs on that property. Whereas if you just priced it at 400, you're picking these guys up and these guys up. Does that make sense? That's just a little side note on pricing. Go back and we'll do reductions. We'll do some reduction stuff. So yeah, and show your people that. Let your people know that. Go ahead, Jay. Okay, why 2 weeks? Okay, at any given time, you have a pool of buyers that are looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Orlando for $300,000. You have that pool of buyers that are concentrated. That's what they need to find, right? In this current market, obviously COVID was different, but generally it's going to take 20, and you can tell your sellers this, well, why 2 weeks? This is why 2 weeks. It takes about 24 to 48 hours for that property to be either sent to them or for them to see it on their search that they've set up. If they're active buyers, they're going to see it, right? And from that 24 to 48 hour time frame, with work schedules, say they have a family, it's going to be no more than 2 weeks before they get out and look at that property. So if nobody's scheduled a showing in that 2-week period, that is the market speaking to you through its silence. Does that make sense, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Okay, so that's why we do 2 weeks. Go ahead, Jay. We hit on that. Yep. That's how long it takes to be listed. We hit on that. Done. Okay. The current buyers in that pool have rejected it. So you leave it at that same price. What do you think this new buyers, the new buyers that are entering the market, right? Joe and Debbie that just got pre-approved and now they're part of that buyer pool. They're going to think the same bloody thing. They're not going to think that all those other buyers got it wrong. So we need to educate them on that too. Go ahead. Okay, so metrics. If you want to get deeper, I will go through this with them as well, because this future paces them once again on reductions. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit deeper here, and I can get you this information. Just get with me, or get with Jay, and we'll get it to you. Go ahead. Okay, so if you priced it right, you should be in the first 2 weeks. You should be getting 3 to 5 showings a week. That doesn't include open houses. You should get a buyer or buyers coming back for second looks. You should get positive feedback. If an agent ghosts you, that's not positive. And you should get offers or talk of offers, right? If we're seeing none of those metrics, none of those 4, then it's 10%. We're looking at a 10% reduction. And this is another mistake that we're making, myself included, for a long time. And sometimes I still do. But you're 10% overpriced. And I'm talking about the size of our reduction. If you're getting 1, 2, 3 out of 4 of these metrics, then you're looking at a 5% reduction. If you're getting all 4, you've nailed it. Property's going to go pending. Next one, Jay. We hit that. Okay. 5 or 10%. Why 5 or 10%? Okay. It is going back to, this is another fun one. This is another fun one that I love to see. So the property is, I don't know, 305. You don't need to screen share. They can see. 305, and they'll do a reduction to 300, or it's 2, right? All you're doing is you're getting the same set of eyeballs, right, that have already decided that that property, based on features and benefits and price, that there are better options. We need to do a reduction sizable enough so that you get a new set of eyeballs on the property so that we can potentially get an offer, right? Because all buyers are thinking is, oh, that's a cute little reduction. That's real nice. That 5, let me just wait, and I'll just wait for the next one. That's all they're thinking. So we've got to be strong, right, on these reductions. $100 reduction, $1,000 reduction. Don't waste your time, right? So go ahead, Jay. Next one. We got 20 minutes. Okay, there we are. New set of eyeballs. Go ahead. Okay, death by 5,000. That's all it is. It's a slow death by 5,000 instead of doing that sizable reduction, depending on what the metrics that you hit in those first 2 weeks to get a serious offer, right? So go ahead, Jay. Okay, price reduction, that just talks about it, right? It talks about the fact that it's a nice job. When should you have this conversation? Every Monday, you should be making your seller update calls, and you should be letting them know active competition, pending competition, what sold, clicks and saves on Zillow. Remember, the saves and the clicks on Zillow are great. If you're not getting any foot traffic, it means nothing. Eyeballs are nothing. You need feet, right? If you ain't got feet, you ain't got nothing. You can have 500 saves on Zillow. Doesn't matter. Go ahead, Jay. Okay, this is why we struggle with price improvement. I think that it's a hard conversation, right? And it's a muscle you've got to build and develop. And we tend to avoid it. We want to dodge the seller. We don't want to deal with it. We just rather just leave it out there. But the thing is that we're doing them a disservice. So we need to quit thinking about how we feel and how difficult it is for us, because, as I said before, it's financial malpractice for them if we're not reaching out and if we're not giving them the best advice. So detach yourself from the outcome and just hopefully you provided the correct data. Go ahead, Jay. Okay, price improvement. So I will send you this. This is the 3-option price improvement. Another conversation you can have is the hot stop number, right? And I'll run this through with you real quick. So, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we've been on the market for 30 days. We've had 0 offers. We've had a lot of people looking. We've just had no showings. We've had a lot of traffic online, but we've only had 3 showings in the last 30 days. That's the market telling us we're too high, right? So, Jay, let me role play with you. Let's say you're at 540, right? So, Jason, we're at 540 right now. Let me ask you a direct question. What is your hard stop number, Jason? At what price are you not selling this home?
515.
So 515. At 515, you're not selling this home. So if you got an offer tomorrow at 500, right? And you knew you were closing in the next 30 days and you were moving on to the next chapter of your life, are you taking that offer?
I don't think so.
Just a yes or no. If you knew you're moving in 30 days, you're telling me your hot stop number is 515. If we get an offer at 500 and you're moving in the next 30 days and you're on with your life, it's a clean closing and you're gone, are you accepting that offer? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, what about 510?
Maybe.
So yes or no? You know you're moving in 30 days. 510, are you taking that offer? Yes or no? Okay. So we're at 540 right now. Okay. I would rather see you have a chance of getting an offer and not than having not getting an offer or anything at all, right? And I have no problem if somebody comes to me with an offer less than 510 of telling them to kick rocks and we're not interested and defending that price for you. So are you ready to price improve to 510?
What if we do 520?
It's not a sizable enough reduction, right? Looking at our buyer pool, right? We need a new set of eyeballs on the property, Jason. I'm going from 540 to 520. It's not going to get us there. That 510 at a minimum is now where we need to be, and I will defend that price for you. You ready to do that?
Well, what if we meet in the middle at 515?
Jason, it's 510. 510, or unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give you the listing back, and that's not what I want.
Gotcha. All right then.
You ready to go at 510? Okay. You gave me a little bit of a hard time, but do
I
that
did.
hard stop. Do that hard stop conversation, right? At what number are you not selling your property? That's the way that I go about it on the reductions. Okay, next one. We're nearly done. We're about 15 minutes. Has this been helpful so far, or is there a lot coming at you? Good.
This has been extremely helpful. Thank you for sharing.
No, you're welcome. Thank you. Hopefully it helps in an appointment at some point this year. You got the screen share, Jay?
Oh,
You're working on it?
Yep.
You left me hanging, Jay.
We just wanted to see you dance.
That's what it is. Okay, price improvement. That's another option right there. That gives them the 3 options. I can get that one to you as well. Okay, so this is another tidbit, right? When your listing goes live, this is something that we need to be doing better as a team as well. When that listing goes live, or even when you're hosting an open house, or even when the property sells, go into the MLS and pull all the expireds, cancels, and withdrawals in that neighborhood, even if you just go back 5 years. Don't go back 10, go back 3. You're in the area, you're doing an open house, go door knock those houses or mail a letter and say, hey, look, I just sold this property. We have other buyers that are thinking were interested in this property but couldn't get to it before it was gone. Are you interested in still selling? All right. So that's just an added tidbit there. Any neighborhood that you're doing open house goes live or when the property sells. Go ahead, Jay. Price adjustments. You have 3 outcomes or 3 objections rather. What have you done to market it? This is how I'll handle that. And I'll role play. I can role play with Jason real quick. We have time. So Jace, I understand that you want to do more marketing, right? And of course, we've done everything we can on our end with respects to marketing. Your home is everywhere, right? Let me ask you a question. If you could buy a gallon of milk at Publix for $5, or you could buy a gallon of milk at Winn-Dixie for $3, where are you buying your milk?
Winn-Dixie.
Okay. So let's say Publix puts up a huge billboard, does this big marketing campaign, and it says milk $5, but milk is still $3 at Winn-Dixie. Where are you buying your milk?
Winn-Dixie.
Okay. And let's say Publix goes all out now, right? They get dancing teddy bears on the middle of the intersection. They have fireworks shooting off and sign spinners, and it says milk $5, but your milk is still $3 at Winn-Dixie. Where are you buying your milk?
Winn-Dixie.
Exactly. So we can do more marketing, Jason, and I understand that you feel that way, but all we're doing is screaming from the rooftops that your home is overpriced. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the right thing and let's make the price improvement today. Okay? So that's what I'll use in that situation. Go ahead, next one. Hang in there. Stacy, thank you. I appreciate that, guys, because I wanted to make sure I brought you value today. And I tend to stress out over this stuff. There it is. Beauty contest and price school. Your home is everywhere when it comes to marketing. Next one. We just need to wait for the right buyer. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you are the right buyer. Every day that your home stays on the market, you're the highest bidder for your home. And additionally, every day that your home stays on the market, the power is shifting from you as a seller to the buyer. Does that make sense? All right. So that's what I'll do in that situation, because you hear that a lot. The other thing too, this is another one that's not in here. So you ever start a listing appointment? Oh, we're not in a rush. We're not in a rush. We can take our time. We don't want to sell. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm not in a rush either, right? God willing, I will be here in real estate another 10 years from now, right? But it's not about being in a rush. Let me ask you a question, Jason. If a property comes on the market as a buyer, put yourself in the buyer's shoes as a moment, right? If a property comes on the market and it's been on the market for 48 hours, and it has everything you want and need that you and your wife have been looking for. Additionally, there's another property that comes on that's been on the market. It's been on the market for 90 days, but it has everything that you need, right? For you and your wife with respect to what you're looking for. Are you going to negotiate those properties the same way? What are you going to do with the property that's been on the market 90 days?
Come in lower.
Exactly. So it's not about being in a rush. It's about pricing the home with strategy so that you make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So that not in a rush one. Utilize that too, because it's true. It's all true. Sorry to have to make you go back, Jay. Hold on. All right, we got 9 minutes. We got to speed. We'll just keep it and rent it. Take a picture of this. I got 2 points on this, and please internalize both of these. Go to the next slide if they want to keep it and rent it. And listen, guys, renting it may be the best thing for them to do, right? You've got to give them the right advice. So right now in this market, and you can take a picture of that, there's 14 reasons or 14 things they need to think about before they turn it into a rental. Capital gains, the way it changes from a primary to a rental, the repair implications. There's that 14 things they need to think about. What was I going to say? So what we're dealing with in Florida is, you can leave that up, Jay. What we're dealing with what we're dealing with in Florida right now is we're getting a lot of calls from people in subdivisions that bought 1 to 3 years ago that won out, right? And the reality is they're underwater. In most cases, they're underwater. So it's just depending on whether they're going to do what it takes to be a seller. The way you can articulate that is, right? And this is what we'll say. So let's say they've lived in the property for 24 months. So you've lived here for 24 months. Let's just say you had to rent this house. You're not renting it, you own it. But let's just say you rented it for the last 24 months. How much do you think you would have paid in rent? Let's say it's $2,000 a month, right? So you need to educate them to the fact that they have lived there, right? And had it been a rental, they would have spent $48,000 in rent. But in order to sell this property, they're going to lose, in their mind, $20,000. But I disagree, because you've lived here rent-free and not paid $48,000, right? So that's kind of the framework there. You can ask me if they enjoyed the house, if there was any value in that. And then, you know, to hammer it home, let's say they're selling at $475 and they paid $510, okay? So, and they're worried about giving their property away. So if I called you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we successfully sell the property at $475, and I call you next year and I tell you that the property is now valued at $450, did you really give it away? That's the question you got to ask. Harm's way question, right? Okay. We're nearly done, you guys. Hang in there. We're done. Those are just some upfront lead sources that I throw in as a bonus. If you guys want to take a picture of that, or pay at close rather. And then next, Jay, we did it right in the hour. And then we got a call night. We're doing a call night here at the office on the 19th. So if you want to be in an environment, you know what I mean? No judgment. There's a $500 cash prize. We're doing 2-minute conversations. We're going to be calling expireds, FISBOs, sphere of influence. You're going to have all the scripts laid out. We're going to be dialing together, and we're going to be in the thick of it. So the QR code is up there for that. Okay. And I think that was it, wasn't it? If we go back, last one. She said, Steph wants the lead slide. So I think that was the end, Jay. Yes. And if you want a free one-on-one session, just go ahead and scan that QR code. We can look at your listing business, maybe make some small changes to start, but just implementing some of the systems that we have within our business that enabled me to list over 40 properties last year. All right. So go back to the lead slide for Steph, please, Jason. All right, guys, you have my information. Is there we got 6 minutes. Is there any burning desires, anything, challenges that you're facing right now? I don't know that I have all the answers, but with a particular listing, a particular seller, or anything that you just want to mention.
Hey, great job, Steve. Everybody, give some applause for Steve. Those nice reaction emojis are always awesome. Man, killed it, brother. Lot of great information today. Just fire. And
I appreciate you guys coming, and just take 2 or 3 of those things, right? Maybe just the chase in the market. We're teachers. You should internalize this stuff. It's, it took me a little bit, but it's just laying it out so they understand it. Just got to practice it. It's time on task. That's it.
I just got to make a comment. If they're hiring you with that funny accent, we have a great shot at winning over. So anytime you go on a listing appointment, let us know so we can go before you and just let them know. You got some guy with a funny accent. I'd be really, really skeptical of that. I'm sorry, I had to throw it in there.
Tom, I love you. You better go before me too, because if you don't, you're not coming after me. Okay.
And that's one of the things I tell people. One of the can I say something? And
yeah.
Steve comes from massive contribution. He has so much to offer, and anytime he has anything, get on his stuff because I don't know anyone who is dedicated to his lead gen like Steve Pew. So 100%, I'll call him in the middle of lead gen just to see if he'll answer, and he won't. And one thing I want to leave you guys with is when we're going on listing appointments, we miss the biggest opportunity by asking for the business. We're there to ask for the business. I've embedded this in a lot of the people in my world's head. When you're at the listing appointment, it's kind of like that last question. You just say, "Hey, Steve, based on everything we talked about, are you confident I can sell you home?"
Yep. That or and Tom, absolutely. Or what I'll say, what I've been using now is, do you feel like I'm the right agent for the job? So based on everything we covered, do you feel like I'm the right agent for the job?
Yeah.
And
get them to sign. Close. When we don't close, we assume we've received the listing that they're going to call us back. I promise you.
Yeah.
Very few will.
For sure. And I didn't close for a long time. When you walk out that door, I don't care. You got about 25% chance of getting that listing.
No.
So you might as well go for it.
You're going for it. And then the other thing too is ask them, it's kind of that more, ask them, will you be interviewing anybody else if you don't sign now? Yes, I will. Okay, fantastic. Tell me more, and just get them to sign and then call the other agent and cancel their appointment.
Yeah. So you can. And so Jay and Tom, I don't want to steal your thunder. So Jason, I understand that you're meeting with other agents. What do you feel is missing from my presentation that you're looking for in another agent?
I just want to hear what else they have.
Listen, I get it, right? I can assure you, nobody is going to work harder or market your home more than we will. Do you feel I can sell your home?
Yeah, but they promised me to bring a box of chocolates. They were going to bring me too. I love chocolate.
I understand. We'll make a note of that in our seller relationship form. We'll buy you all the chocolates you need at closing. Listen, I think I have a win-win situation for us. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay, so we'll reach out to the other agent that's slated to come out. We'll let them know that you've chosen to work with the top team here locally in the city, and that we'd be more than willing to work with them in a co-broke capacity if they bring us a buyer. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, let's go ahead and put me to work for you.
I'm going to chime in here for a second, Steve, because it's, first of all, a couple of things. So fantastic presentation. You have such an amazing market knowledge, which of course I knew, but it's also that confidence. You guys hear that confidence. It's like you cannot, you just have to work with Steve now because just the way he sort of laid it out. And the other thing that was more subtler in this presentation was there's also not a scarcity factor. So Steve has no dog in the game, and he would be willing to walk away from something if it doesn't go in that direction that he would like it to go, meaning that he can actually bring that home for his seller. That's what I love, and that's subtle,
But I didn't always have that confidence, Birgit.
Yes, but you have it now, and that's why I wanted to point that out, because so many we get into real estate and we don't have it. But it's exactly that kind of subtleties that we want to strive for. So we're work in progress, but it's there.
Yeah. Thank you. Yep. Time on task, guys. Same thing. Go ahead. What do you got?
All right. Last question. We got to wrap up, my friend. Stephanie, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank Steve for this presentation and for a different spin on sales, because one thing that I'm very tired of seeing is that scarcity, urgency, scare the people into hell, pardon my French, twist their arm to make them do stuff. And I've been so over that. And I thought, if I'm over it, our very smart prospects are over it too. They know the sales tactics, they smart. So the way that you brung it, I put a coin to it if you look in the chat, client-centric vibes.
I mean, I just see it as doing the client a disservice any other way, and maybe you're not destined to work with them, Steph. You know, you got to tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear.
Yeah, then you get reduced to that car salesperson that people so often tend to refer us to when we use those pressure tactics, you know.
And a lot of people still do that. So I'm just so happy to be on this team. So Steve, you're the man. I'm just saying.
Hey, I learned from the best. That's it. Tom Martin. So listen, I appreciate you guys spending an hour with me. If I can support you, shoot me a DM, and I will see what I can do to help out with whatever you got going on. All right? Okay.
Awesome. Steve, thank you so much.
Have a productive week. Go get it.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, everybody, we appreciate you guys coming out today. Don't forget, we've got many more upcoming events. In February, we're going to be doing not only Steve's call night, I think he said that's February 19th, so that's going to be cool. Win some money, why not? And you gain some business, so it's a double win. Also in February, we're going to be doing an investment in yourself as well as homes event online as well. And then coming up in March, Ian Main from Spain is going to be hosting up an event too. So we've got a lot of onlines. We've got in person coming up soon too. So we want to see each and every one of you there. Next time you guys come to our event, who will you bring with you?
Ask, just stay. Just ask, just stay. You should just ask, just stay. Just ask, just stay. You should just ask, just stay. You should just ask, just stay. You need a new place, you need some new space, you need a new place.